Yep, that is definitely a mud bog. It's making it though. Come on. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. Check it out. These little trucks are getting pretty cheap and pretty good. I've been reviewing a few of the 1/18th scale trucks. A couple of them I got behind there. Awesome little trucks. And it's kind of surprising me recently how great these things are getting for an affordable price, and just like the fit and finish of them all and just the mechanics of them all and how good they can crawl and stuff. So here's another one today. This is going to be the RGT 1/16th, so a little bit bigger than the ones I've been currently reviewing. This is like one of those kind of overlander style. It reminds me of one of those like safari jeeps from Australia or something. That kind of body style. But this is no different than the kind of top-notch little minis where they have full 4x4 lock differentials and just great tires for gripping and great articulation, 4-link suspension. So we're going to give this one a full review. I'm going to go ahead and unbox it, really inspect it in front of the camera here, put it all together, show you all what's included in the box, and then take it outside, do some crawling over rocks, dirt, grass, and road. So let's get started and see what this thing's all about. Okay, so before we open this thing up, just a few things to note. Looks like it's got a waterproof hobby wing, electronic speed control, metal gears in there. There's a metal differential gear, and it's also saying the axles are also metal. Not sure if this little pumpkin plate here, the differential plate is, but we'll find that out when we take it out of the box. There's the overall layout there, pretty cool setup there. You can see here it's the 4-link suspension, and then you can have the option of 3 different body colors, at least on this one. Here's a few more specs here as well if you're wondering how big this thing is and also what kind of battery and stuff it has in it. 25 amp speed control, servo 17 gram charger, and then it is a 7.2 volt 1100 milliamp hour battery. But what is interesting on the front is it shows us these 3 different body styles. So we have more of like a SUV style, and then this is kind of a truck with larger fenders here, a little bit different setup. We got lights on the top, and then this looks like the one I got over here. Anyway, we need to take this thing out of the box, right? So let's pull it out. Pretty simple. That's it. We got the whole truck. Looks like I got a red truck, looking good. And we got our controller, the truck. We have a charger here, and it looks like this is a foreign charger, so I got a little adapter here for the US, and we have an instruction book manual. And it looks like if you get the other body, they did include those high body mounts if you do get that like SUV high back version, and 4 extra body clips, and then some shock spacers to make your shocks a little tighter if you wanted to. And that is everything there in the box, nothing else in there. So a pretty basic charger. It is a wall charger, and it looks like we're getting the Dean's connector here on the charger. And of course, if you are in the US, they're going to throw in that US adapter. The RC here is just covered in some plastic, and it's kind of a basic RC. It actually is a little bit bigger than those ones that come with the 1/18th scales guys back there. Those are pretty small 2-piece controllers, but this is a full 1-piece controller. It takes 4 AA's, I believe. Yep, 4 AA's right in there. Those other smaller ones take 4 AA's. On the steering wheel here, this is all plastic. There's no foam, so a little bit disappointing there. It's just straight plastic, so pretty cheap feeling. Looks like we have 3 different notches on the channel 4 for the thumbstick there, and then there's actually a channel 3 button here, on-off switch here. Flip this around, there actually is a micro USB charging port, so if you have rechargeable batteries in here, it looks like you can just plug in a USB cable, which they don't provide. Flipping this up, this looks like the power light here that's going to come on, and we're just getting our trim. So we have normal and reverse on our throttle and our steering switches here, and then of course our servo zeroing here for, you know, if it's steering or the throttle isn't the way you want it, and then the power that you're putting into those servos. So if you are training like a child or something, you're going to turn this all the way down and their full throttle will be very low. Turn it all the way up and you'll be able to use the entire power of the vehicle. Same goes for the turning, you can turn that down. So Pretty basic controller. Let's check out the truck. So right off the bat, it looks pretty cool. It's got a great Lexan body, kind of a thinner body. It's not like some of the other vehicles that have a hard plastic body. This is like a thinner, flexible type of body. You can see the mirrors here are just kind of folded in. They just have a little mirror sticker on them, so you can fold those out. Nice little rack on top. This is just like a light sticker, nothing going on there. Stickers for the windows. Cool little simulation snorkel. That's kind of neat for one of those real off-road type of vehicles. And you can see over here, this is all actually part of the body here. Even the side rail here, this is all part of the body. It's just painted more of a flat black all the way around. And then we have just our stickers all the way around. No lights on the body. This is just all simulated light stickers, except for when we get to the bumper. This is where we're going to have our LED lights. Really cool, you know, real actual spare tire here mounted in the back. And these tires do have foam in them. On the smaller guys there, the 1/18 series trucks I've been reviewing, they don't have any foam in them, but this one feels like it does have some. And the tires are actually pretty nice and grippy. It's that MT terrain, mud terrain kind of tire, so very realistic, and it feels like it's going to grip some rocks pretty good. 4 body clips all the way around. You can see 2 on the front here. There's also 2 in the back I think we missed right there. But looking at the front, check it out. We have 2 headlights. These are actual LEDs, and then there's actually 2 other separate lights as well on each cluster. Maybe a blinker and a marker light. Pretty interesting. From the front, we can really see that dramatic red color and that differential pumpkin. So it looks like you can unscrew this, and that's where we saw, remember the picture on the box, there's metal gears in here. This is hard to tell. I can't really tell. That might be aluminum. Really hard to tell. It's okay if it's plastic, doesn't really matter, but they did paint it nice and red. Flipping around to the back, seam goes for the back. We have that same kind of cover that you can take off and expose the metal gears. Remember, this is going to be solid metal axles all the way through here. Looking at the rims, just like a plastic flat black kind of painted rim with the wheel nut there. What was interesting to me is those little 1/18 scales. They actually had beadlock rims, but this one doesn't seem to have any beadlocks. Those ones kind of had like screws inside with a 2-piece rim that actually locked you right into your tire, but these don't have that, just regular glued on. Flipping her over to the bottom, we can really see that 4-link suspension. 1 link here, 1 link here, and then you see those 2 links in the back. That's a telescoping plastic drive shaft. This is not metal. The yokes do look like they're metal. It's just that this whole drive shaft is just plastic. Regardless, pretty nice and well done little frame there. Let's go ahead and take this off with these 4 little body clips, really small body clips, kind of like the same ones that are on the 1/18 scale. Looks like they're all using about the same kind of body clips. And if we pop the body off, there is our frame. You can see how we have a bunch of wiring here. Let me just flip this over so you can kind of see how this thing is wired. So there is no wire going to the back of the body. Remember, the wiring for the rear lights are just on the bumper. So we'll see what those do in just a second. And then we have all these wires to the front lights. So there's 1, 2, 3 different LEDs in each cluster on the front. And we can see how that's all kind of going up through. So if we just kind of set that body down there for a second, there's our battery. Rechargeable nickel metal hydride, 7.2 volt, 1100 mAh. We're not getting any LiPo here, no LiPo power, or even lithium ion. So this is kind of an older style type of batteries. So they're probably saving some money by giving you these. These will work fine on a slow kind of crawler truck like this. Not really a whole lot of reason to get LiPo or even lithium ion in that, for that case. These will work just fine. I mean, it's a slow crawler. A little bit more weight actually might help it because these are heavier batteries. So you can see that all the stuff is plugged in to our little micro receiver. There's our antenna going up to the front. This is our speed control. It says waterproof on the box. This is a hobby wing, but man, you know, my experiences with all this stuff is really just try to stay out of the water. I mean, they say waterproof, but you can see that water is going to be able to get into all these nooks and crannies and cracks, and even the switch here. 370 brushed motor going into the drivetrain here. All looking pretty basic, but hey, as long as it works, it works. There is our steering servo up top. Here's our shocks. So these almost feel like they're oil filled. I don't think they are. You may be able to put oil in them, but you see how they have kind of like that really nice end dampening where they slowly come down. There's probably some O-rings in there that are helping that. I'm just not sure if you can put oil in them. Only thing with this one is I'm not seeing any alternate mounts for the shocks or anything. On some of the alternate crawlers, you have a little bit different shock mounts. Of course, there are body mounts here that you can adjust a little bit. I'm seeing a few holes on the body mount, so at least you can adjust that front and rear, but no alternate shock mount, so that's a little bit of a con here. If you wanted to do some kind of modding or get some higher ground clearance, it looks like you get what you get on this one. So everything looks pretty good. At least you have a bar that goes all the way across, and our steering rod is connected right there. So it looks like it's going to work pretty well. So let's go ahead and plug this thing in and see how it looks with the lights on and stuff before we go out and drive it. So plugging in, turning on with this switch here, and then turning on, of course, with the controller. Oh yeah, I forgot to put the batteries in here. So 4 AA's in here, 2, 3, and 4. Of course, you're going to have to supply your own batteries for your controller. Okay, turning this thing on with a switch here, and there's our power button on the top. Hear a beep, you see the lights come on there. And let's get this body back on and see how it all looks. Okay, body is on. There are our headlights. And let's see what's on the rear. There is nothing lit up on the rear, so that's a little bit disappointing. Let's see if we put our brakes on. Nope, so we got no lights in the rear. Maybe they're just blinkers. Let's try and turn it. Yeah, so they're just going for like a little blinker light. See how they automatically kick in when I turn this left and right. Let's see if it's the same way on the front. Turning one way. Yeah, see that little blinker light up there? Turning the other way. So kind of funny, kind of interesting. Some people are going to find that kind of neat, but there's probably no way to turn those off. Let's see what else this controller does. So that was all the way forward. So if we click it all the way back. Oh, cool. So we can have our lights off, but our blinkers are still going to work. So you can actually turn the lights off. Let's see if we go into the middle button on this. Just a constant blinking of the headlights. And the blinkers still work. And then all the way on the third setting of this switch, the headlights are just going to be on solid. So at least, you know, that's a great little option there. Let's see what this channel 3 does on the controller. So you see by my thumb here, I'm going to press it. Oh, okay, so that's like your flashers always on the front and the back. So that's kind of neat. Let's see if we turn it so that doesn't interrupt them just flashing. So those are your lighting options. Kind of cool. And that's all the buttons we have on our controller. Real quick before we take it outside, just want to show you guys how this drivetrain is acting. So that is fully locked. There is no differential action on here. All the wheels are just going to grip and spin. You can see how all that stuff is working in there. Suspension is pretty good on this one. It's a nice soft suspension. Remember, they have some different tougher springs in the box, but you can see that articulation. As far as our steering goes, felt a little bit notchy there actually, but it is proportional. So maybe because I was just too close to the truck. So anyway, that's our proportional steering. Looks like it's working pretty good. I always like to test it when it's on the table just to see how powerful that servo is. Yeah, so it's got a pretty powerful servo. And then as far as our proportional throttle goes, let's see. Yeah, we can go from very slow to faster. Yeah, that's working. And then we have our reverse pushing the other direction, which is also fully proportional. Awesome. This is going to be fun. Anyway, guys, let's take this out. I'll meet you outside. I'm going to charge everything up, make sure it's fully charged. And let's take it out and do our little Baja test outside in the rocks, in the grass, on the pavement, and in some dirt, and see how this thing does. I'll see you out there. Okay, guys, so just here in the yard, going to test this guy out. We're going to do the regular kind of testing. Then we're going to hit the rocks, and then we're going to save the mud for the last, just in case, you know, something happens where it ruins the truck, because it's going to be pretty deep in the mud and stuff and in the water. The on-off switch is just right here, so either way, you don't have to turn on the remote first if you don't want to, but usually you do. But you just turn that on. As we can see, we got full function here. Okay, so here we go. Just got all the lights off, and let's just see how it kind of does in the grass here. Okay, so far no problem. Let's try full speed in the grass. So as you can see, that's full speed. Whoa, let's go over the curb. So it's not going to be super quick. I mean, that's like, what, 1 or 2 miles per hour? So it's not an entirely fast truck. But let's just see how good it kind of traverses over things. All right, so see if it'll get over this stump. This is kind of a crawler, so I might flip over this, but let's give it a try. There we go. Wow, hey, not bad so far. That's pretty good. Let's launch it over this curb. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay, kind of a bash test too. All right, let's get over to these rocks. So grass and everything, it's gonna do just fine. We really wanna just check it on these rocks. So here we go. As you can see, these rocks are, you know, some large, some small. So if you wanna do some slow crawling with this thing, not bad at all, actually. Wow, does a lot better than a lot of the other larger trucks I use on this area. There we go, get that bugger up. So, you know, variable speed. So it's not notchy, that's just kind of my finger on the controller being kind of notchy. But it actually, you can go super slow if you want, or you can go fast. As you can see, the blinkers do come on when you turn. You can't turn that off. So I guess that's a little bit of a con. A little bit hung up here. Let's see if we can get out of this. Oh, we're high centered. So we gotta get off of there. Rescue it by hand. Let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna come in at a different angle. Let's see if we can get up this thing. Nice. Ooh, that tire wants to go right underneath that edge. Guess that's what four-wheel steering would be good for. Different angle here. Not quite. There we go. So it was up under the rock ledge, but now we're getting right on where we need to be. Nice. What a fun little, you know, classic crawler here. Now I'm going to come at you and just blast it through the rocks. Ready? Let's see if this thing holds up. Here we go. Oh, we're hung up on the differential. Hey, it's still going. Oh. Hey man, it's holding up so far. Most people wouldn't just bash it that hard through rocks. Oh, just go a little faster through here. So yeah, it's gonna get hung up a little bit. Come on, baby. Woo, woo. All right. Oh, can we rescue this? Let's see. Reverse. There we go. Nice. So you just got to know which way your angles of your tires are and then go reverse or forward to like rescue it. Situations like that. Whoa. All right, so far so good in the rocks. It's actually doing better than I kind of thought it would. Just because it's got these really grippy tires and it's got that 4-link 4-wheel drive lock suspension. So it seems like it's doing a-okay. Awesome. I'm gonna go over to the other rock section. There's just a little bit of a different rock section. Remember, this one is only having the nickel metal hydride cells, 7.2 volt, which is actually a little better because it's heavier in this kind of situation. You want the truck to be a little heavier for crawling, just so you know, it can kind of grip and weigh itself down. But there's some good articulation. So if you walk around it right now, Kian, just give it a nice circular shot. And you can really see that articulation there, how the tire's all the way snuffed up in the fender. And let's just see how this thing works if I just crawl really slow. Yeah, so you see how slow I can make it go? Slipping a little bit, doing some rocking. Turn the wheel. There we go, we got out of it. Just by turning that wheel. And yeah, we can go slow, and that's as fast as we can go. Cool, let's just do some dirt right here. This is basically just gonna be kind of a dirt hill. Let's just go slowly up, see if it starts to slip. Yeah, so it's slipping just a little. See that? But no problem for it. I'm gonna try to get right about here and then slam the throttle and see if it just starts peeling out. Nice. That's pretty realistic, man. That's pretty scale to me. So full throttle. Heck yeah. Nice. Well, let's go ahead and traverse our way to the backyard and try some mud bogging, because I think that's all we have really left to do. Get over some gnarly rocks before we do that. Whoa! Turn the wheels the other way. Woo! Nice. So this is full throttle, remember? Not super fast, but fast enough for a scale kind of crawler Jeep. Not going to do any jumping with this thing, that's for sure. All right, through the gate, little concrete hump here. No problem for it. And this is going to be the muddy area, guys. Check this out. Here we go. So I sprayed a little bit of water in here. Oh yeah, that's some pretty gnarly mud. Whoa. Yep, that is definitely a mud bog. It's making it though. Come on. I don't want to speak too soon. Oh man, we're totally hooked up. That's full throttle. Dang, you can't get any farther. Okay, I'm just gonna throw a couple of rocks in. Okay, let's try that. Hopefully it can get through it. Here we go. Come on, baby. Yeah. There we go. Maybe I'll go all the way over. Come on, get up there. Nice, using the wall. Oh man, yeah. Woo. Okay. I think we're out of the woods there. That was a gnarly mud bog. This is all gravy right here, no problem. Except for this, let's see if it'll get up this. Yeah, no problem. Maybe, nope. Might have to hit it fast, but let's just try one more time, slow. You can see the tires are just getting caked with sand and mud. Yeah, it's just hanging up on the bottom there. Let's just give it a full throttle. 3, 2, 1, go. There we go. Let's see if we can just hit this mud bog like fast and see if we can get through it, even with these caked tires. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Oh, come on. Oh. There we go. We're through it. All right, nice. Let's go ahead and give it a wash here. Okay, guys, so this is how I kind of like to wash these things. First of all, just kind of look how much mud you got caked in. It just basically didn't really go inside the truck much. It just stayed on the bottom and got a little bit over the edge. And of course the wheels and axles and tires all got pretty muddy. So what I like to do is just fill it up just to the bottom of the truck. You see how it's just going right to the bottom rail. And then kind of just slowly start driving it while you hold it up. To kind of wash all that stuff out of the bearings and stuff. I really don't like to spray it too hard, too much. Maybe as like a finishing touch. But I just kind of like to go down, dunk it a bit, wash it back and forth, and just drive it forward and back a few times. And then maybe turn it on its side a little bit. Get those tires. And then just give it a nice, like, easy wash. And then we'll see if it still works after we do this. Again, not spraying it too hard because you don't want to really force water into all those electronics, right? Just a nice, easy wash here. And we don't want to force grit into the bearings and stuff. So that looks pretty good, actually. And let's see if it still works. Yeah, there we go. Steering. Yep. Everything's still working fine. Turn off all of our lights and stuff. Seems like it's already getting pretty low on power. Let me see if it has any power left to even drive. Yeah, it's already dying. So like a 10-15 minute a little scale crawler, but definitely fun. And it seems to be at least water resistant, you know, still kind of working. Just, I guess the con would be kind of a low battery life, but as far as realism goes, it looks really good. Shocks are awesome. Wheels and tires are awesome. Remember, it has the foam inside the tires already. I like the look of like the differentials that are painted there, and that 4-link suspension front and rear. All in all, a pretty good truck. I mean, these are getting pretty inexpensive. Don't forget, guys, I'll have the links down below in the description so you guys can check this thing out and get one if you want to. Might make a good gift, or if you're into these 1/16 little crawlers, scale crawlers, this little guy might be a good option. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Got a bunch of more of these trucks coming in, and also some smaller ones like 1/18 scale. So also keep a tab on the videos and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss those. We'll do the same kind of tests with those trucks as well, and all the other trucks I do. So don't forget to subscribe, and Keen and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.